All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Give me a touch on the top prop bets today on PrizePicks and Underdog, mostly in the MLB, a little bit of Summer League and PGA. But first, I want to start with a quick update that I had to make this morning. Let's jump into that. So I had to make an update to the WNBA cheat sheet. Woke up and saw that PrizePicks is now including demons and goblins. So if you go in there, you'll see some cases where there's some demon bets and some goblin bets. So what I had to do is I had to go ahead and make an update to the cheat sheet here. And so it's going to be defaulted to sort by the standard props. Okay. But I added in this type tool here. And so if you wanted to see, let's say, a goblin prop, you would click on goblin and you would look at that. So these are going to be the top goblin prop bets that we have, which is nice to see. And then also, if you guys wanted to sort by demon, well, you go ahead and click on demon then. Now, if you are sorting by demon, however, I want to point this out. What you would want to do is you would want to sort the edge by the exact opposite of that, because that's going to tell us which prop bets are going to be the best prop bets then to attack demon wise. It's going to operate the same as the other cheat sheets there, but I want to call this out. So yes, for like, if you wanted to bet on Boston to get over 9.5 rebounds, that'd be the bet here. That would have a 47% chance to hit. You continue down, Caitlin Clark to get over 19.5 points. That would have a 46% chance to hit, if that makes sense. I think it does. And if you guys were someone that was in the 9 to 5 cheat sheet earlier on this morning and was seeing some weird lines popping up for WNBA, that is why. I did message the Discord chat and put that on Twitter. That was an update that I just pushed right before this video. All right, so looking at the PrizePicks props that we have today, we are going to notice that is mostly a decent board for MLB. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We have Luis Arias there to get over 6.4 his fantasy score. I don't know. I'm so sick of kind of betting on him just in general. He's someone that's always popping up. It seems like the sportsbooks seem to like him a little bit better or a little bit more than PrizePicks and Underdog consistently. And so I don't know, if you guys want to roll with him, you can. Then we have Adley Rauschman for over his hitting fantasy score. We can see that, yes, in comparison to the average sportsbook line, they would have his line to be set closer to 7 to get the over there. 8.5 for the game as well. Like, that's not a terribly high scoring game, but that's probably why we are getting that low line of 6. One of the unfortunate sides of looking at this line is that he's only projected to get 3.5 at bats. Probably need him to get closer to 4 there. So a little bit of maybe a struggle there, but for the most part, that's a good bet on paper that we have. One that I don't exactly like that's popping up today, and it's kind of just one of those days, is going to be Duran to get under his fantasy score. And the reason why I personally don't like it is, one, Boston's projected to win. They are also projected to score 9.5 points for that game. So not them, but for the full game. And so, yeah, that kind of does get me a little bit weary about that line, but we can see clearly that the PrizePicks line is clearly the outlier data point there. Not a huge edge, but good enough. So we're happy with that. Patrick Corbin to get over 3.5 strikeouts is a decent one. That's probably my favorite one right now, but I would imagine that's going to get bumped. One of the top prop bets that we had yesterday, and I know I wasn't able to do a video yesterday, was this to get under his hitting fantasy score, and that's going to be the exact same one that we have again today. So that's a decent line. We got another under strikeouts, Trey Turner to get under his hitting fantasy score. He just went off yesterday. I don't know. I feel like he's a streaky player. I don't exactly need to jump on that. One that I don't mind, Logan Webb for under his pitching fantasy score, only projected to go 5.7 innings. Typically goes about 6, so there is the likelihood for him to potentially get a quality start. This is a low-scoring game, and they are projected to win, so like, don't exactly like that, but that's part of it, right? That's part of MLB. We are getting slight edges that we're trying to take advantage of. So like a decent board today, but also somewhat feels a little bit like we could be, forcing some bets just to force them in there. Let's go ahead and jump into PGA. So PGA wise, definitely interesting, the Rory line that we are getting. So looking at it, guys, the reason why we are seeing that this Rory line is projected to be a big edge is because this course has gotten a lot of rain this year. So this course is projected to play a little bit more soft than it has in years past. It's already not too long of a track, so the theory is that a lot of the golfers are going to be able to attack it more. Typically speaking, this course only gets about 3 birdies on average per player. So that's 2 more. And I know it's Rory and he can easily do that. And he typically is someone that does score well in round 1, but there is some slight concern there. I do want to point out that we're really not getting that many great prop line differences as well. I'm a little bit shocked by that. And if the course is going to play a little bit easier, this would probably be my favorite bet for Corey Connors to get under 68.5 strokes, because it is a par 70 course. And so that's 2 under. And again, if this course is going to be playing that easy, he is someone that should be able to do that. And then, guys, let's jump into quickly NBA Summer League. We are getting a massive prop line difference here for Dalton Knecht here for under his points, rebounds, and assists on PrizePicks at 23.5. But at the same time, this is a great middle here because on Underdog, it's set at 21.5. This is pretty massive. A few nights ago, I think it was 2 nights ago, I pointed out on the 9 to 5 Discord chat that Adam Bona, I think it was his points was off by 1.5. Maybe it was his points, rebounds, and assists. Anyways, it ended up middling, which ended up being huge. So obviously that's what we're hoping for here. I know Knecht hasn't been that good thus far this summer league, but that's a big edge. And I wanted to point that out to you guys. Hopefully those lines are still there by the time you guys are getting to this video. Kind of wish I would have done a live stream now because that's a big edge there. I mean, you don't see that typically. So take advantage of that if that is still there. Obviously, we're going to try to bet some middles there with that, hoping for, let's just say 22 points, rebounds, and assists. Would be happy to get that there. So with that, let's go ahead and jump now into Underdog. And really, guys, today Underdog is more of the same in comparison to the Underdog or to the PrizePicks bets that we are getting. We still have Logan Webb popping up there. We still have Rory popping up in there. Tina Charles would have been a good one there. But yeah, just jumping into the MLB tab, we are seeing that we are getting a decent amount of good prop bets just in general. But I think what I want to do is that just looking at where the data correlates, let's just try to find those bets for today, Underdog wise. And it's going to be more of the same from what we were looking at. We are seeing Valadez to get under his pitching fantasy score at about 32 is his line, and he's projected to get the under there. He has been someone that has been a little bit hit or miss there, DVP wise, which suggests that he's probably going to get the under as well. So really across the board, we can see what the PrizePicks line would be is a little bit too high, but also the Underdog line, it's all telling us that he should probably get the under. So that's one I think I'm going to be happy to use. And again, with that Dalton Knecht one, I'm going to be happy to use that. We have Corbin Burns as well for under his pitching fantasy score as well. Like to see that one's a bet that correlates as well. And that's the thing. Like, I do like looking at where the data correlates. And then I do want to point out as well, Rauschman here for his fantasy score. It is a little bit higher than Underdog, but again, there is slightly different scoring on Underdog compared to PrizePicks. So when we, just as an FYI, for you guys are someone that's going to use that bet. But yeah, we're going to be running out some unders here. So let's actually just do those right now. And just real quickly, while we're on Underdog, I will be running out this over fantasy score, or I could do Lloyd as well. They're both pretty decent. But just in comparison to like the PrizePicks line, we are getting a better edge there. And so that's kind of why I'm sticking with that one. And just because we look at the sportsbook line and the projection line is favoring the over. And I just want to make a 5-slip bet. If you guys wanted to toss in Lloyd as well for under her fantasy score, we could do that as well. All right, so looking at it, again, I want to make this a 5-slip bet, but I also want to be taking advantage of this middling opportunity that we have there, okay? So this is a very solid edge that we have there to be able to run out the higher for Knecht for Summer League. And then just rolling with those 3 pitching prop bets that are really popping up. I know that Logan Webb the data didn't correlate a little bit there when looking at it from the Underdog perspective, but that's still a good edge. And then running out this over fantasy score for WNBA. Obviously, we're running out a 5-slip bet here on Underdog because while their payouts are better right now for 5, 6, 7, and 8 slip bets, especially in comparison to PrizePicks for the 5 and 6 slip bets, where they're paying out a little bit more for 4 for 5 or 5 for 6. And so that is something we should be taking advantage of if possible. And again, just as a reminder, if you guys are looking to sign up for Underdog and you've never done it before, use promo code 905. That'll kick back some money to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump into the PrizePicks bet of the day. So another one that I do decently like, just especially in comparison to the Underdog line that we're getting, is Fetty for under his pitching fantasy score. Again, that's off by like 2.10 in comparison to Underdog. So interesting line there. So then again, just running out that middle potentially that we have with Knecht. Again, that should not be off by 2. I know it's Summer League, but at the end of the day, like that just should not be happening. This one is now popping up in the cheat sheet as well as a decent prop bet for Valadez to get under his fantasy score on PrizePicks as well. Still going with Logan Webb and then going with the 318 fantasy score prop bets. Honestly, guys, if you have one bet that you really like on both sites, Underdog and PrizePicks, and you want to run out the middle with Knecht, that's probably not a bad route to go. Just trying to ensure yourself a profit pretty much today. Obviously, again, I've been trying to chase more 5 and 6 slip bets right now during the summer. If you guys didn't want to do that, again, just fair warning, you don't have to do that. But again, we do have a good middling opportunity. So again, if there's Like, let's say you really like the valid as under and you just want to run that on both sites, I don't mind that. That's not a terrible idea. But that is going to be all for today's video. Do want to remind you guys that I do have this promo code going on right now on the website, which is using promo code SUMMER to get 50% off your first 9 to 5 membership. So it's a $10 membership already, which is already too cheap. You can get it for $5 instead. This is going to be valid until August 1st. And again, as you guys will see, I'm always adding stuff in there like that WNBA Goblins Standard and Demons filter, as well as the NBA Summer League stuff. That is a cheat sheet that's available. That's why we're able to take advantage of the Connect prop today. So check that out. Thanks for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.